Have you ever felt that something inside you is changing, but you can't identify what it is? The expansion of consciousness is a powerful and transformative journey, revealing subtle signals that your body and spirit emit when they are rising to a new level of understanding. In this video, we'll explore 7 signs that indicate this evolution, such as feelings of connection, heightened intuitions, and changes in the perception of time, preparing you to embrace this phase of growth and self-discovery. Don't miss the opportunity to recognize and value these messages that your being is sending you. I'm James. My own search for meaning and purpose began when I felt lost, yearning for a deeper connection with life. On this journey, I learned that there is immense value in sharing experiences and learning from others. A sense of lightness. Throughout my spiritual journey, one of the most striking experiences I had was the feeling of lightness. It was as if I could suddenly breathe more deeply, as if the chains that had previously bound me were dissolved. Imagine carrying a weight for so long and suddenly being released. This lightness is not only physical, but also emotional. It's a powerful sign that you're letting go of old patterns that no longer serve your purpose. When our consciousness begins to expand, we become more aware of the limitations we have created throughout our lives. These patterns often manifest in limiting beliefs, fears, and insecurities. When we manage to recognize them and let them go, a feeling of lightness becomes evident. You may begin to notice that certain concerns that once seemed insurmountable are now seen in a new light. This transformation can be liberating. I invite you to reflect on moments when you have felt this lightness. It may have been after a deep meditation, or even a meaningful conversation. Allow yourself to remember these experiences and notice how they impacted you. When you allow yourself to feel this lightness, you open up space for new possibilities and experiences. In doing so, you begin to align with your true essence, the one that has always been there, but often covered by layers of conditioning. One practice that can help cultivate this lightness is gratitude. By being grateful for the little and big things in your life, you begin to unblock stagnant energy and create a positive resonance around you. Try making a list of things you are grateful for and observe how this practice can affect your perception and, consequently, your lightness. Sleep changes. The expansion of consciousness also brings with it significant changes in sleep patterns. You may notice that your dreams become more vivid or that you wake up at different times, often at times when your mind is more open and receptive. These changes may seem uncomfortable at first, but they are actually an essential part of the spiritual integration process. When our mind begins to absorb new energies and information, sleep becomes a space where this integration takes place. Dreams, in particular, are windows into our psyche, where we can explore and process experiences that we often can't access during waking hours. I myself have gone through phases of restless sleep, where I would wake up with profound insights or even the feeling that I had experienced something beyond the physical. If you find yourself in this phase, I encourage you to keep a dream journal. Writing down your dreams can help you identify patterns and themes that emerge, offering a valuable perspective on your spiritual journey. In addition, by recording these dreams, you can begin to notice the relationship between them and events in your life, creating a space for deeper understanding and connection with your inner self. Remember that this phase is an opportunity for growth. By embracing the changes in your sleep, you allow yourself to integrate the new energies that are flowing into your life. This may require patience, but the reward is a greater understanding of yourself and the reality around you. Allow yourself to feel, observe, and integrate these experiences. Each night can become a moment of discovery, where you can explore new dimensions of your consciousness and further expand your perception of the world. This journey is yours, and every step you take is a step towards your true self, the one that has always been in search of light and expansion. Feel the lightness and transformation that come with expanding your consciousness. The 21-day spiritual challenge is the perfect opportunity to integrate these changes and discover new dimensions of yourself. Are you ready for this journey? Find out more at the link in the first comment attached. Increased intuition. With the expansion of consciousness, one of the most notable signs you may notice is an increase in your intuition. This ability is not something mystical or inaccessible, but an innate capacity that we all possess. When you start to tune into this intuition, you notice that the answers to your questions come to you in unexpected ways. It could be a sudden thought that guides you, a sensation in your body that alerts you, or even coincidences that seem to have a profound meaning. An interesting aspect of this expanded intuition is the perception of synchronicities. You may come across repeating numbers, hear a song that seems to speak directly to you, or meet people who bring you important messages at crucial moments. These experiences are like little reminders from the universe, showing you that you are on the right track. It's important to recognize these signs and pay attention to them, as they are ways for your consciousness to communicate with you. One of my most striking experiences was when I began to notice a pattern in my daily life. Certain words and themes came up again and again in conversations, readings, and social media. At first, I saw it as a coincidence, but as I connected more with my intuition, I realized it was an invitation to explore these subjects more deeply. This not only helped me understand myself better, but also gave me clarity about decisions I needed to make. To cultivate this intuition, start trusting your inner impressions. When something doesn't feel right, or when you feel a positive energy about a situation, listen to these feelings. Practice moments of silence and reflection, allowing your mind to calm down and open up to the subtle perceptions that we tend to ignore in the rush of everyday life. Meditation is a powerful tool for this, as it creates a space where you can connect with your deepest essence and listen to inner wisdom. Emotional sensitivity. As your awareness expands, you may start to notice an increased emotional sensitivity. This is not a weakness, but a strength that allows you to connect more deeply with the emotions of others and with your own. You may feel more empathetic, perceiving the pains and joys around you in a more intense way. This phenomenon is a clear sign that you are aligning yourself with the collective energy, recognizing that we are all interconnected. This sensitivity can bring up emotions that you may not have faced before. It's common in times of transition to feel a whirlwind of feelings: sadness, joy, fear, and love, all at the same time. This can be challenging, but it's also an opportunity to heal old wounds and release emotional patterns that no longer serve you. By embracing these emotions, you allow them to flow rather than repressing them, and this contributes to your spiritual growth. A personal example that comes to mind is a time when I was in a meditation group. During one session, I started crying without really understanding why. It was as if all the emotions I had been holding in came out at once. Instead of feeling ashamed, I allowed that moment to happen. After the meditation, I realized that I was releasing not only my emotions, but also a deep connection with the other participants who were also going through similar processes. Cultivating this emotional sensitivity requires practice and self-care. Take the time to connect with yourself and your emotions. Journaling can be an effective way of expressing what you feel, helping you to clarify your emotions and understand what they are trying to teach you. It is also essential that you surround yourself with people who respect and understand your emotional journey, creating a safe space for you to open up. One way to channel this growing empathy is through action. When you feel touched by the emotions of others, consider how you can offer support. This can be as simple as listening to someone who is going through a difficult time or offering words of encouragement. In doing so, you not only help others, but also strengthen your own connection to humanity. Both topics, increasing intuition and emotional sensitivity, are essential parts of the process of expanding consciousness. They teach us that we are all interconnected and that our experiences, emotions, and intuitions are reflections of a greater reality. By honoring these signs in your life, you set yourself on a path of self-knowledge and self-transformation, contributing to your spiritual evolution and that of the world around you. Changes in eating habits. Along the journey of expanding consciousness, one of the most noticeable and frequently reported changes is the transformation in eating habits. You may notice that you suddenly start craving healthier foods, or that the foods that used to be your favorites no longer have the same appeal. This change is more than just a preference. It's a reflection of your body and mind adjusting to a new vibrational frequency. When our consciousness expands, our physical body also responds to this change. Often, This leads to a greater desire for foods that nourish and raise our energy. Fresh fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and minimally processed foods start to look more appealing. On the other hand, heavy, over-processed or sugar-filled foods can start to cause discomfort. This is because your consciousness is moving to a higher vibration, and, consequently, your body craves sustaining this new energy with foods that are more in line with this frequency. In my own experience, I noticed a significant change in my diet during times of spiritual growth. There were days when I felt an irresistible urge to eat only salads and fruit, something that hadn't been a priority before. This transformation led me to explore new recipes, to cook more at home, and to connect deeply with the ingredients I chose. In doing so, I not only nourished my body more effectively, but also felt more aligned with my inner self. If you're going through this change, I encourage you to pay attention to your food cravings. Try incorporating new foods into your diet. Feel the energy they bring, and notice how it affects your overall well-being. Also, consider the way you eat. Eating mindfully, savoring each bite, can be a powerful practice. By doing so, you not only nourish your body, but also honor the act of eating as a sacred ritual. Physical discomfort. Another common sign that your consciousness is expanding is the physical discomforts that can arise. This can include headaches, muscle tension, fatigue, or even a feeling of unease. Rather than seeing these symptoms as something negative, it's important to understand them as part of the process of adjusting to the new frequencies you're experiencing. When your consciousness expands, you begin to tune into energies that were not previously present in your life. This process can be intense, and it often takes some time for your body to adjust. I myself have gone through periods of waking up with unexplained headaches or feeling constant tension in my shoulders. Instead of ignoring these signals, I started practicing active listening to my body. I learned that these discomforts were a way for my body to communicate to me that it was dealing with new and often challenging energies. During these moments, it is essential to be gentle with yourself. Practices such as meditation, yoga, or even walks in nature can be extremely beneficial. This not only helps to relieve physical tension, but also allows you to connect with your essence and make the necessary changes to align with the new vibration. I used to use meditation as a tool to send love and compassion to the areas of my body that were feeling discomfort. Over time, I realized that this practice not only relieved the pain, but also helped me integrate the new energies more easily. It's important to remember that each body is unique and reacts in different ways to changes in consciousness. Listen to your body, respect its limits, and, if necessary, seek guidance from health professionals who understand the connection between body and spirit. Healing is a process that involves patience and self-compassion. In summary, both changes in eating habits and physical discomfort are clear signs that your consciousness is expanding. By paying attention to these signs and allowing yourself to flow with the changes, you will be creating a sacred space for spiritual growth. Trust in this journey and know that every step you take is a step towards a higher version of yourself. A sense of lightness is a transformative experience that many people report throughout their spiritual journey. This lightness doesn't just refer to physical weightlessness, but to an emotional and mental state of liberation. When we begin to let go of the burdens we carry, whether through limiting beliefs, unresolved traumas, or patterns of behavior that no longer serve our purpose, we feel this renewal. It's as if we were getting rid of a backpack full of stones that prevent us from moving forward. In my own journey, I realized that when I began a process of self-knowledge and liberation, small things began to change. A simple walk outdoors became an experience of lightness, where I felt more connected with nature and with life around me. This feeling of freedom is a clear sign that your consciousness is expanding. By feeling lighter, you are making room for new experiences, new ideas, and new relationships that resonate with your true essence. Changes in sleep are also a key aspect to observe. Many people report significant changes in the quality of their sleep during periods of expanded consciousness. This can include more vivid dreams, which seem to convey messages or insights, or even an interrupted sleep pattern, where you wake up at different times. These waking moments can be interpreted as invitations to introspect or to connect with your deepest essence. In my experience, I began to dream more clearly and intensely at times of great change in my life. These dreams weren't just random. They contained symbols and messages which, when deciphered, helped me to better understand what was going on inside me. So if you notice that your dreams are becoming more meaningful, or that you're feeling more tired in the morning, this could be a sign that your mind is processing new energies and information. Increased intuition is another striking sign that your consciousness is expanding. You may start to notice a stronger connection with your inner voice, as if your intuitions are becoming clearer and more present. This can manifest as a feeling of knowing that something is right or wrong, even without concrete evidence. Synchronicity also becomes more evident. You may notice coincidences that seem to have a special meaning, such as meeting people or situations that resonate with what you're going through. At times of transition, I have often found myself in situations where my intuition has guided me in a powerful way. On one occasion, I was about to make an important decision about a job and inexplicably felt that I should take a different path. This intuition led me to a new project that not only brought professional satisfaction, but also immense personal growth. This teaches us that by connecting with our intuition, we are really tuning in to the wisdom that already exists within us. Emotional sensitivity is another aspect that many people experience along their journey of expanding their consciousness. You may notice that you become more empathetic and emotionally open, feeling the emotions of others more deeply. This can be challenging, especially in a world where we often encounter pain and suffering. However, this sensitivity is also a blessing, as it allows us to connect with people on a deeper and more authentic level. In my own practice, I realized that by becoming more aware of other people's emotions, this not only allowed me to offer support and understanding, but also taught me to take better care of myself. It's important to find a balance so that this sensitivity doesn't become a burden. Practices such as meditation and self-reflection can help filter these emotions and keep the focus on our own well-being. Changes in eating habits are often observed during the expansion of consciousness. As you connect more deeply with your body and its needs, you may start to feel the need to eat more healthily, or to avoid certain foods that no longer resonate with your new vibration. This may be a reflection of your body seeking a state of balance and harmony. When I started paying attention to these desires, I realized that each food choice became an opportunity to connect more deeply with my essence. Conscious eating not only nourishes the body, it also nourishes the soul. Try observing how you feel after meals and make adjustments as necessary. This simple practice can have a profound impact on your life. Physical discomfort can arise as a consequence of expanding consciousness. Sometimes, as we adjust to new frequencies, our bodies can react in unexpected ways. This can include headaches, tension, or even extreme tiredness. It's a reminder that we are in a process of transformation and that our body is adapting. In moments of discomfort, it is essential to be kind to yourself. During a period of intense transformation, I experienced persistent headaches, which forced me to slow down and focus on self-care practices. I learned to listen to my body and respect its limits. When we allow ourselves to feel and process these changes, we open the way to healing and greater integration of the new energies in our lives. Increased creativity is one of the most magical experiences that accompany the expansion of consciousness. You may notice that new ideas and inspirations arise more frequently, as if your mind were opening up to infinite possibilities. This creativity can manifest itself in various aspects of life, from art to solving everyday problems. On my own journey, creativity has presented itself at unexpected moments. A walk in the fresh air could suddenly generate an idea for a project that had been sitting in the drawer for months. This creative fluidity is a sign that your mind is allowing itself to explore new directions and expressions. Encourage yourself to follow these inspirations, as they are reflections of your expanding consciousness. The search for spiritual connection is one of the clearest signs that your consciousness is expanding. You may feel a growing desire to engage in spiritual practices, such as meditation, yoga, or even reading texts that feed your soul. This desire is an indication that you are seeking a deeper understanding of your existence and the universe around you. When I started connecting with these practices, I noticed a significant transformation in my life. Meditation became a sacred space for me, where I could listen to my inner voice and find peace in the midst of chaos. The practice of gratitude also emerged as a powerful tool, allowing me to recognize and appreciate every little blessing in my life. This desire for spiritual connection is an invitation to go deeper into yourself and explore what really resonates with your essence. Finally, change in relationships is an inevitable aspect during the expansion of consciousness. As you grow and evolve, it's natural for some friendships to drift apart, while new connections are formed. This can be challenging, but it is also a sign that you are attracting people who are aligned with your new frequency. In my experience, some friendships that were very important at a certain time began to dissipate as I changed. However, this made room for new friendships that supported me and resonated with my growth. These relationships became sources of inspiration and love, reflecting the journey we were on together. It's crucial to remember that every interaction, whether brief or long-lasting, has a purpose in our lives. As you navigate these signs of expanding consciousness, remember that each one is an opportunity for learning and growth. Allow yourself to feel and process these experiences, knowing that you are not alone on this journey. The expansion of consciousness is a continuous and beautiful path, full of discoveries and transformations that bring us closer to our true essence. Trust the process and the wisdom that resides within you. Changes in relationships are one of the most intriguing and often challenging aspects of expanding consciousness. As you evolve spiritually, your energy and frequency change. This can lead to a reevaluation of the relationships you have. Some friendships may seem less meaningful, while new connections may emerge, bringing a deep sense of belonging and understanding. This process of change, although it can be painful at times, is essential for your growth. It's important to remember that every relationship you have reflects, on some level, your own inner vibration. When you start to raise your consciousness, people who are no longer in tune with this new energy may naturally drift away. Don't feel guilty about this. It's a normal part of personal evolution. The relationships that remain in your life are those that support your growth and evolution. They become deeper and more meaningful, offering a safe space for you to express yourself fully. In my own journey, I have experienced friendships that have dissipated, while others have become pillars of support. This doesn't mean that the people who drifted away weren't important. On the contrary, they played vital roles in my life up to that point. As my consciousness expanded, I realized that these changes were necessary so that I could continue to evolve. I began to attract individuals who shared similar interests, values, and a broader worldview. These new connections brought a sense of joy and encouragement that I hadn't experienced before. It may be useful for you to reflect on your own relationships. Ask yourself, which friendships really nourish my spirit? Which ones seem heavier, demanding more of me than I can give? This exercise in self-analysis can be revealing. Sometimes changes in relationships are not about rejection, but about mutual growth. You may discover that you can maintain a relationship, but in a new form, where respect and understanding are paramount. Another way to deal with these changes is to keep an open space of communication. If you feel that a friendship is changing, talk about it. Often, people are going through their own transformations and may be just as confused as you are. Honesty and vulnerability create a space for relationships to adjust and grow stronger, even in the face of change. Also, maintain a mindset of gratitude. Be grateful for the lessons that each person in your life has brought. Every interaction, every friendship has been an opportunity to learn and grow. When you adopt this perspective, the transition becomes lighter. You see yourself as a traveler on this journey of life, where each relationship is a stop that contributes to your understanding and spiritual evolution. The feeling of unity is one of the most profound experiences you can have as your consciousness expands. This feeling is like a spiritual awakening, where you realize that you are not isolated, but intertwined with everything that exists. You begin to see the world through a new lens, recognizing that every human being, every plant, every animal, and every element of nature is interconnected. This connection transcends physical and emotional barriers, allowing you to feel the essence of the universe within. In moments of stillness and reflection, you can experience this unity more intensely. When you sit in nature, for example, you can feel a deep connection with the environment around you. Every leaf, every passing wind, every sound is part of a larger symphony of life. In this experience, you realize that you are not just a spectator, but an active participant in this cosmic dance. This perception of unity can bring a deep sense of peace and acceptance. You begin to understand that all experiences, whether joyful or challenging, are part of a bigger plan. When you feel connected to everything, difficulties seem less burdensome because you know that you are part of something much bigger than yourself. To cultivate this sense of unity in your life, seek out moments of meditation and introspection. Try to dedicate some time to sitting in silence, breathing deeply and connecting with your inner self. It is often in moments of reflection that we are able to understand the magnitude of our own existence. Practices such as outdoor meditation, walks in nature, or even visualization can help solidify this connection.